In today's video, we will discuss the top 10 dirtiest college programs over the years. Please make sure you subscribe to the Top 10 Jaw-Dropping Facts channel. New episodes are released Monday through Friday. Number 10. Wisconsin basketball and football. Major infractions, 7. Just months after its basketball program reached the Final Four in 2000, the Wisconsin Athletic Department imploded when 26 football players were suspended prior to the season opener after the NCAA uncovered that members of the Badgers football and basketball teams were given special credit arrangements at a shoe store. This free shoes tactic will appear again on this list. The Badgers were handed 5 years of probation, including the loss of scholarships in both football and basketball. Number 9. Memphis basketball. Major infractions, 7. The program at Memphis has 2 trips into the NCAA doghouse. The Final Four run in 1985 dissolved the following year when head coach Dana Kirk was fired after the NCAA uncovered recruiting violations and vacated the appearance. Then came John Calipari, who had the Tigers positioned to win the national title, but that later evaporated when Memphis got hit with 3 years of probation for Derrick Rose's fraudulent SAT score and the $1,700 in free travel and lodging provided to his brother. Before penalties were levied, Calipari slithered off to Kentucky, which could soon find its way onto this list as the athletic program has 6 major infractions and the basketball program narrowly escaped the death penalty in 1989. Number 8. Florida State. Major infractions, 7. Former Florida Gator coach Steve Spurrier once referred to FSU as Free Shoes University, which was really a reference to a 1993 scandal in which 9 Florida State players went on an agent-funded shopping spree at Foot Locker. Then, in 1999 during a national championship run, Peter Warwick and Laverinez Coles were charged with felony grand theft for receiving $412 worth of clothes. And in the sweetest moment ever, in 2009 Bobby the Antichrist Bowden was forced to vacate 12 victories because of an academic cheating scandal that also involved the men's and women's basketball, baseball, softball, and men's track and field programs. This not only is the best example of a program so corrupted it even torched the sports nobody cares about. A 2007 men's track national championship was vacated, but these vacated wins meant Bowden would never catch Joe Paterno as the FBS's all-time winningest coach. Number 7. Wichita State baseball and basketball. Major infractions, 7. Wichita State's baseball and basketball programs have flourished, largely because they can cheat with the big boys. The baseball program has been one of the most successful in recent history, winning the 1989 College World Series and finishing second in 1982, 1991, and 1993. The basketball program reached the Final Four in 1965, Elite Eight in 1981 and Sweet 16 in 2006. Of the 7 infractions mentioned here, my favorite involved the basketball team getting punted out of any tournaments after the Elite Eight run in 1981. Seems that the following year, WSU got caught handing out cash payments and in freebie airline tickets. The best part, at the time the penalties were imposed, Wichita State led the NCAA in major infractions. Suck on that, big boys. Number 6. Oklahoma football. Major infractions, 7. If you have a program on probation, and you would like to see it stay that way, just hire Barry Switzer. Oklahoma forfeited 9 games from the 1972 season because of violations that resulted from the alteration of players' transcripts, and when Switzer left in 1988, the program was again on probation. Hard to imagine how one gets to the tag of outlaw program, considering there was the probation, and a stretch in which there was a shooting and rape in an athletic dorm. One player attempted to sell drugs to undercover agent, and another player robbed Switzer's home. In his defense, he likely robbed his own coach, because he wasn't in on the gravy train resulting from being paid by personal checks from Switzer, the scalping of game tickets, getting free airline tickets, or the usual money pump stemming from the usual bidding wars during recruitment. Bonus, Oklahoma basketball, brought to you by the scumbag formerly known as Kelvin Sampson. Kelvin Sampson, the same guy who later crippled the Indiana basketball program due to unethical recruiting practices, made 550 illegal calls to 17 different recruits, and that's only what they could prove, but then again, cash is always hard to trace. Number 5. Texas A&M football. Major infractions, 7. They really should name an award for corruption after the old Southwest Conference. Between just SMU and Texas A&M, the SWC could have been the most corrupt entity in the history of college sports. Cheating was compulsory in the SWC during the 1980s, the theory was if you weren't cheating, you didn't matter. Hence, this is the reason why the Jackie Sherrill era in College Station was quite successful. It's also no coincidence the Sherrill era ended in 1988 when Sherrill resigned after the NCAA discovered that assistant coaches and boosters were providing improper benefits to recruits. One was given a sports car and another's father was offered medical treatment. When a booster was found paying players for do-nothing jobs in 1994, A&M was considered for the death penalty as well. Number 4. Auburn football. Major infractions, 7, at least for now, because the Cam Newton situation didn't get Cam or the university in trouble, but it got Cam's father in trouble. Nonetheless, Auburn has a reputation for kicking one onto the fairway with not such infrequent occasion. The best was in 1991, when 60 Minutes aired recordings of head football coach Pat Dye arranging a loan for a player. That bought Auburn a 2-year bowl ban, 1 year off television, and the loss of 13 scholarships over a 4-year period. Number 3. Minnesota basketball. Major infractions, 7. This is what happens when your whole program hinges on a low-level clerical worker who decides she wants more money to do everybody's homework, and you piss her off. For Gopher basketball fans, the name Jan Gangelhoff is forever tied to that of coach Clem Haskins. Haskins literally had the majority of his career scratched from the books because he thought his players didn't need to hit theirs. During his stint as Minnesota's head basketball coach, Clem Haskins oversaw runs to the Elite Eight, Final Four, and an NIT championship. Today, however, only the Elite Eight appearance remains in the NCAA record books, as everything Haskins accomplished from 1993 to 1994 forward was vacated. See, the problem is that prior to the Golden Gophers' appearance in the 1999 NCAA tournament, Gangelhoff ratted out everybody. She sang a song about writing more than 400 papers for numerous basketball players over several years. That proved to be just the tip of the iceberg. Haskins was accused of paying players, persuading professors to inflate players' grades, and ignoring sexual harassment concerns. The NCAA administered massive sanctions, notably docking 5 scholarships over 3 seasons and instituting recruiting limitations. The entire athletic department suffered, as the athletic director, associate athletic director, vice president for student development and athletics, and the academic counselor were all forced to resign due to the scandal. The moral of the story: if you are going to cheat, pay the help. No wonder Gangelhoff rolled over on the whole scheme. For writing over 400 papers, she was paid the heft sum of $3,000 for her work. Number 2. SMU football. Major infractions, 8, 2 words, death penalty. This is why SMU football is still the poster child for corruption in college sports. You just can't have a secret fund to pay players. From 1974 to 1985, the school was penalized on 5 separate occasions. Because SMU was under such intense scrutiny from the NCAA, the powers that be had little choice but to levy the harshest penalty. As a result, the entire 1987 season was cancelled. SMU was forced to cancel the 1988 season. 55 scholarships were smoked, and the team was permitted to hire just 5 full-time assistant coaches instead of the regular 9. Number 1. Arizona State baseball. Major infractions, 9. The classic example of the NCAA flexing its muscle on a program that largely doesn't matter because it isn't a huge revenue generator. Arizona State is primarily known for its baseball program, which has won 5 national championships and produced legends such as Reggie Jackson and, fittingly, Barry Bonds. It was penalized for major secondary violations, resulting in 3 years probation and a 1-year ban from the NCAA postseason. The NCAA Division I Committee on Infractions cited the athletic program for improperly recruiting one player and giving improper benefits to several others. In 2005, ASU was given 2 years probation for a lack of institutional control. Have you read that phrase enough in this piece? And giving illegal financial aid. Remember the aforementioned lack of power player? It's that lack that makes me cast an eye at the following. If for no other reason, the slogan "if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying" rule makes sense. I hope you enjoyed our top 10 dirtiest college programs over the years. Please leave a comment below for any program you think we missed or you think should have been placed on the list. Don't forget to subscribe. And new episodes come out every Monday through Friday.